The realm. Do you know what the realm is? It's the 1,000 blades of Aegon's enemies. A story we agreed to tell each other over and over till we forget that it's a lie.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back for another House of the Dragon update video. Well, my friends, I was definitely wrong about when we would get our first official teaser from HBO. I was not expecting this to drop so soon, but boy am I glad it did. Now, for those of you who don't know, HBO released their first official teaser for House of the Dragon only a few hours ago. House of the Dragon will be set hundreds of years before the events of Game of Thrones. This new series will mostly focus on House Targaryen during what is known as the Dance of Dragons. This was when House Targaryen fought each other over the Iron Throne, but in this new show, we will see so much more than just that.
The Dance of the Dragons. A stupid name for a Targaryen civil war where my ancestors danced away my birthright. Before the war, House Targaryen counted 18 dragons. By the end, we had 2, and nearly as few Targaryens. We would never be as powerful or as feared again.
Now let's go through each of the new images so I can give you my thoughts on what we will see. It begins with us seeing Daemon Targaryen walking through what looks like the dungeons of either the Red Keep in King's Landing or maybe even Dragonstone. I honestly think this is the Red Keep, where we have seen the dragon skulls before in Game of Thrones. The next thing we see is Daemon and Rhaenyra standing on the beach. I think this might be Dragonstone here. Now, for those of you that don't know, Daemon is the brother of King Viserys Targaryen, the first of his name. And the woman he is standing next to is Rhaenyra, who is the daughter of King Viserys. Now, although Daemon is Rhaenyra's uncle, they still enter into a romantic relationship with one another. I mean, this is the way of House Targaryen after all. They are not afraid of getting some dragon-on-dragon action, if you know what I mean. The next thing we see is a massive dragon skull sitting above a bunch of candles. Now, this might also be inside of the Red Keep in King's Landing. Then we see the Hand of the King, and I think this is most likely Sir Otto Hightower, since it looks like he is wearing green. Like I said, Sir Otto Hightower is the Hand of the King, but he is also the father of Alicent Hightower, the future wife of King Viserys. You see, King Viserys will name his daughter Rhaenyra as his heir for the Iron Throne. He does this because he's not able to have any sons with his first wife, Aemma Arryn. After his first wife dies, he eventually marries the young Alicent Hightower, who will give him children in the years to follow. Now, what's interesting about this is, Alicent does give Viserys a son, but Viserys doesn't name the son as his heir. He actually leaves Rhaenyra as the heir for the Iron Throne, but this little issue is what eventually leads to the Dance of Dragons. As soon as Viserys dies, Alicent will crown their son Aegon II of his name, before Rhaenyra has a chance to seize the Iron Throne for herself. This is what eventually leads to an all-out war among House Targaryen. The next thing we see in the teaser trailer is King Viserys Targaryen sitting on the Iron Throne. I love those dragon wings on his sword, by the way. After this, we see a young Rhaenyra Targaryen standing in front of the Iron Throne. This is also who Viserys wanted to take the Iron Throne after him, but as I just said, his new wife Alicent will not allow that to happen after he dies. Rhaenyra will have to fight for what she believes is rightfully hers. Next, we see the same image as we saw before, only from a different angle. This is once again Daemon and Rhaenyra, only this is the older version of Rhaenyra. I also think this is them on Dragonstone, but I can't say for sure. Then we see some soldiers dressed in the Targaryen armor, most likely during the games at some tournament. I think this looks absolutely incredible, I might add. I love those dragon wings on the helmets as well. Then we see Lord Corlys Velaryon, the man at the head of the largest fleet in Westeros. Lord Corlys Velaryon will also be on the side of Rhaenyra and Daemon during the Dance of Dragons. In fact, we will see him and Daemon win some battles during this first season. Rhaenyra actually marries his son Laenor, although Laenor doesn't have much interest in women, if you know what I mean. Speaking of Laenor, this is who we see next, walking in with his father, Lord Corlys Velaryon, as well as his mother, Rhaenys Targaryen, who is a dragon rider herself, I might add. I actually can't believe some fans are upset with HBO hiring Steve as Lord Corlys Velaryon. I think he looks badass, easily one of the most interesting looking characters in the whole show. Now, it looks as if they're walking into some sort of feast, maybe even a wedding feast, given they are all dressed in this glamorous gold. You can also see King Viserys Targaryen and his daughter Rhaenyra sitting at the head of the table at the end of the hall. Now, I believe this next character we see here is Mysaria, the Mistress of Whisperers. She also has a romantic relationship with Daemon Targaryen as well. She will be sort of like the Varys of House of the Dragon. Next we see Alicent Hightower running with what looks like a Valyrian steel dagger, the same Valyrian steel dagger Arya Stark used to kill the Night King. I love that we will be seeing some of the old weapons and locations again. Now, I'm not exactly sure what she is running at, but if you look behind her, you can also see the Lord Commander of the Kingsguard, Sir Harold Westerling. In the next few shots, we see what looks like a jousting tournament, most likely during the same few scenes we saw earlier where the knights were throwing down in the yard. Then we see Laenor Velaryon again. I think this is at his ancestral home of Driftmark, given the image on the wall. I honestly have no idea what's happening in this scene. I'm not sure who that other character is either. Let me know down below if you know what's happening here in the scene. Now I want to move on to the final few shots. This final scene is amazing, and I was actually stunned when I saw this. Here we have our money shot of the new Iron Throne. Now, it still isn't exactly like it is described in the books, but it does look much better than the last one. The new Iron Throne has so many more swords, which I absolutely love. I actually can't believe we are seeing new scenes in this room again. It almost feels like this day would never come, but now it finally feels real. We are about to be back in Westeros once again, and I for one cannot wait. I happen to think all of the actors look amazing. I also think all the sets and locations look incredible. Everything looks and feels exactly how it should, if you ask me. I am very happy with what we have seen so far. Now we just have to wait a few more months until we can actually start watching this new show. Let me know down below if you're excited for House of the Dragon. I was actually just finishing up on my next episode of Game of Thrones Season 9. I almost have that video done, but as soon as I saw this, I had to set the video aside so I can give some of my thoughts about the new teaser trailer. As always, let me know what you think about everything down below. Also, let me know if there is anything I missed. I will definitely be watching this video again and again. For now, I want to thank all of you for stopping by and checking out my video. I hope all of you have a great day. I will see you again very soon.